Yeah, it'll be a great test for us this week. I've got the utmost respect for Green Bay and Coach McCarthy and the things that they do there. We're going to need all of our fans in full force for this one. So it should be a heck of a football game.
What's the element that Aaron Jones adds to their offense?
Explosive running game. He's excellent in the screens. Very good with the sticking his foot in the ground and making cuts. I think it looks like he's got really good vision.
You feel like he's changed their philosophy at all in the last month and how they're handling things offensively?
I don't know philosophy-wise, but maybe I think they were doing a little bit more by committee before. I think he's pretty much their guy.
And Mike, have you seen Kenny Clark improve on their film, and how does he stress an offense?
Well, he's really getting better all the time. He's got great quickness, lateral quickness and acceleration, good strength. And they do a lot of things where they're giving you different looks, which really causes the stress, and then getting one-on-one matchups with you.
This will be your second Sunday Night Football game in a row. Is there something different that you notice for players with the stage of these type of primetime games?
Honestly, no. I talked to our coaches about it. Talked to their coaches about it the other day. And Terrence was in the room, and I asked him, do guys really approach these games differently? And really, not so much. I don't think maybe the players do as much as everybody else.
Can you put your finger on anything that's led to Kirk's struggles in some of these primetime games?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I guess we'd be playing good teams. Might be the real factor.
When you see a game where the two teams add up to over 100 points, what is your reaction as a career defensive mind?
It's not my cup of tea.
Do you think
that might run me out of football?
But do you think that a team can win with the strength being defense now when offenses are putting up points like that?
I think you have to have a well-rounded team, but I don't think that you can. I don't think you can give up 51 points or 54 points a lot of times and win games. That's my opinion.
What do you need to do to kind of get the running game going? Not just the amount of carries, but a better yards per.
What's kind of interesting is I've been taking 10-game stats from a year ago to 10-game stats this year. Actually, our run average a year ago at this stage was 4.04 per carry. This year we're at 4.01 per carry. So it's really, at the end of the day, it's the number of carries. You can look at our offense a year ago, and we were 380 yards per game. This year we're at 378. So there's so many statistics that are like, oh my gosh, it's the same thing. So there's a few that are different, but that we have to improve on.
Does it feel to you like the running game is struggling more than it was last year?
Well, no, and we ran the ball a lot more last year, I think, but we were converting third downs a little bit better last year. So I think that combination allowed us to, continue to try to get some runs in there. It's frustrating because you have a guy like Cook who can get big plays, big runs, and that part, you get a -1 or you get a 1. That's what makes it frustrating more so than the runs, really.
When running backs are getting hit so soon after contact in games, if you run into a situation like you did in Chicago with that, how do you work around that in a game to be able to stick with the run and get more effective runs out of that?
Yeah, well, we got cut off. The guy beat us inside on 2 of those runs. I think you really, at the end of the day, you have to be able to change up where you're not just going forward. You got to go to the perimeter or something.
How much can you get out of watching the tie game 2 months ago? Obviously it was 2 months ago, and Rodgers is more mobile than he was now, but other than how much can you get out of that game?
You know, well, you're always going to go back and look at the things that hurt you in that ball game. You know, because they'll come back and see if you've corrected at that point. And, you know, same with us. And then, yeah, but you're right. He is much more mobile now. He's been moving much better. You know, you can see it each week kind of got a little bit better. And now he looks like his old self, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, you look at it. Obviously, you look at everything.
And like, has Anthony Harris done enough to make you think about keeping him in the lineup even when Sendejo's going to be available?
I'll worry about that when time comes. I mean, Anthony's done a good job. He's been, you know, I've said this before, he's a very smart player, very visual, sees things well, so he can anticipate and get breaks. You know, very rarely doesn't make mistakes. You know, there was a couple the other night, but yeah, he's doing good.
Do you think Andrew's going to practice this week?
I don't know.
Where do you think Anthony's come the furthest since you first got here?
Maybe the physicality part. You know, I think he's done a really nice job with that. And then, you know, when he gets an opportunity to go in the game, he makes plays typically. You know, he had a couple 2 years ago, he had a couple last year, he's got a couple this year. So I think it's probably confidence and understanding the system a little bit better.
How do you just look at the importance of Sunday's game from the standpoint, tiebreakers at stake, I mean, keeping pace with the Bears and that sort of thing?
You know, my philosophy is we play 1 week and we add them all up at the end. We'll see where it leads us.
Is it possible to provide fresh looks defensively against a team that sees you twice a year?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Hopefully.
Yeah. How have you seen their young receivers grow throughout the year?
You know, I think they're doing a much better job as they continue to go. You know, the big guys, they all can run. I think he's got confidence in the things that they're doing, but they're using them in, you know, the big guys, so they're using them in some blocking situations, they're using them in, you know, some go balls. So I mean, I think like all young guys, they've improved.
Not having David Morgan, how's that affected things offensively?
A little bit. You know, the fact, you know, because David had a kind of a unique skill set as a tight end that we were able to do some things with. So, you know, it's affected us a little bit.
Would you like to see more play action use with Kirk? I know you've always been like really strong about how good he is in the boots, but you know, just given like where he's kind of at right now, and maybe just see more of that.
I think it's important that you have play action passes because a lot of your big plays come off of that. So I guess yeah. Short answer.
How about hurry up offense? I mean, is that something maybe to mix in a little bit more?
Possibly. You know, each game is different. You know, a lot of it depends on, you know, who you're going against, and you know, you don't want to have too many 12-second possessions. You know what I mean?
You mentioned the other day you're pleased with Kirk except with the turnovers. I mean, is there anything different you can do in that avenue, or is it just the same stressing each week?
I think, you know, honestly, I think most of the time it's been some kind of miscommunication that's happened, and so it's just getting guys on the same page. I'm not disappointed in Kirk whatsoever. You know, miscommunications happen, and that usually leads to bad things. So we just have to clean up some of those details and make sure everybody's on the right page.
Hey Mike, when you guys left Green Bay, did that tie feel like a loss, or did you sense the benefits of a tie when teams start bunching up at the end of the year?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure, Mark. I thought it felt like a loss, yes, because you know we kick a field goal and we go home and we're happy, and then you know, like around here, you know, I do things for wins, you know. So the first thing they asked me are we doing this on Wednesday for the team? And I said, no, we didn't win, you know. But that's the first time I had to deal with that. So I kind of preach wins around here more so than ties. But then again, I did think, you know, maybe it will help us, but maybe it'll hurt us too. you know, so I don't really know.
At the time, did you look at that Matthews penalty, and, I mean, there's so many plays in a game where it could go back and forth, and also Crosby misses, that it was almost,
Well,
is a good thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had a couple too. I mean, you know, Kendricks had one that we got called for, and, you know, there was, I think at that time, there was a lot of things that went on that, you know, the game could have swung either way, but, you know, for us to come back the way we did, I thought that was big, and then have the opportunity to kick the field goal to win the football game, you know, on the road in Green Bay is, you know, big.
Time for two more.
What was it, you'll love this question, don't worry.
I'm sure, I've been waiting for it.
Last year, the screen game with Jarek especially was extremely effective. It hasn't really been so far this year. What's the difference?
Yeah, we haven't been very good at it. I don't want to go into details why, but yeah, it's been a concern, yes. They're a great screen team, but we have not been very good at screens, and that would help us.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? You a pie guy or a turkey guy?
Probably a wine guy. You know, honestly, I played in Dallas first. I mean, I keep saying I played. Coached in Dallas for 13 years, and we always played on Thanksgiving. And then we've had 2 here where we played on Thanksgiving. So 15 of the years, you know, we've been having games. And so usually my wife and I, kids, we'd either have it, you know, the day before or typically the day after, and, you know, hopefully we won, and then I'd be in a good mood. But turkey and wine, red wine.
Ease up the schedule tomorrow for the guys?
Yes, yeah, we're gonna start, usually what I do at the end of, once Thanksgiving gets here, we go on a morning Thursday schedule. Just give them a little bit more time to recover during the week. Thursday afternoons they get off, Friday afternoons they get off, and get a chance to recover. We've been doing it for a while, so it's pretty good so far.
Can you just kind of Thanksgiving say what you're thankful for and all
I'm
that?
thankful for you.
Okay. Well, no, this is for a general Pioneer Press story. They're asking a number of people, and just what are you kind of thankful for in general?
I'm thankful for my players. I'm thankful for this organization. I'm thankful for our fans. Thankful for my family, my granddog. I would get in trouble if I didn't say that for my daughter. You know, I've been blessed to have this opportunity, this job here with the Vikings, and get a chance to work with these players every day, and a chance to try to get them better, try to get them to work together as a football team. Thankful for my ranch. All right.